Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Wild Chats, your home for animal videos, stories, and a whole lot of banter. I am Ryan. That is Maria. You're not going to say hi to everybody, Maria?
Sorry, I got distracted with seeing some ears popping up. I have our monster here. Her name is Pepita, and she was laying on my lap, trying to sleep or whatever it is that she's trying to do. So, anyway, hey, how's everybody doing?
I thought you were just really into the show today. You're like, I'm just going to be antisocial and see what happens. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, that worked really well. Say bye to the beast.
Okay. Bye, peeps. Go back and sunbathe.
So her name is Pepita. I just give her nicknames because when she was younger, she was quite a ferocious Chihuahua. So she's nicknamed the monster or the beast. I
I
know it sounds
call her
amazing.
Monchichi. As with most animals and pets, I'm guessing that you guys have. She's probably got 10 different names. So.
Yeah. And if you hear her coughing, it's just she's old, so she coughs and whatever. So don't worry, everybody. She's well taken care of, despite what she may tell you.
Okay, Maria. So my question for you: when you were growing up, what was like one of your favorite sports? Most of us had like our go-to one or two sports. What were yours?
Okay, so we're talking about team sports, or are we talking about
Any sport you
physical?
want.
I used to love dancing or martial arts or horseback riding.
Okay.
I know, very unique. I wasn't very good at team sports
Okay.
per
All right.
se. I mean, I played basketball in school, but I stunk at it.
Okay.
So,
But I think one of the things is even with team sports, when you're just starting out, they're kind of individual sports. Like you've got to learn your ball skills or learn whatever it is. There's kind of a progression as you're learning sports. Well, it's the same thing for animals. If animals are going to learn how to play a sport, they've got their steps they've got to go through.
yeah, because they should learn to play sports. It's very important for their
Yeah.
survival, right?
So in animal sport progression, I was poking around and I found this fun video of this guy working on his ball skills.
Oh, that is adorable.
Isn't it?
I love octopus. I find them to be one of the coolest animals that could exist in the world. I mean, they just, in fact, there's some research that indicates, take it with a grain of salt, that they may be alien, like alien seeds implanted into our planet because they're so unique. Their system is so unique. They have many hearts, many stomachs. They have a beak. I
So you're
mean,
not
who
saying
will
they're
thought?
actually alien, you're just saying that they're very unique creatures. We're not going
No,
to
no,
alien
no.
conspiracy theories here.
Some theories indicate that they may have been like evolved from alien stuff. Take it with a grain of salt.
But there's some theories about just about everything in the world. I don't know that I would believe most of them.
Even blood types, they're like, oh, A negative or whatever. It's alien blood type. I don't know. I'm just telling you.
I've seen blood type diets. I thought those are interesting. I don't really subscribe. Like, depending on your blood type, there's certain diets that fit better than another blood type. And I guess it has
Yep.
something to do with like the nutrients that certain blood types absorb.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't know a lot about it, but I know there is some differentiation of blood types, but I didn't know one of
Yep.
them was possibly alien. I don't watch those kind of movies that often
I love alien
or go to
movies.
those websites, but hey, to each their own.
I think those TV shows in the History Channel or, Animal Planet, all those shows are just so fascinating, especially when they involve animals and animal adaptation and evolution. I mean, there is no need for this octopus to play with the ball, but it'll be interesting to understand what's going through their minds because they're so smart that they will recognize people, they'll recognize colors, they are perfect escape artists. It definitely is incredible how, like, I will not eat um how do you call it? Calamari? No. Nothing. I
do, do
can't.
you want to tell them your seafood food rule? I find this hilarious.
Thank you for putting me on the spot. Anyway.
I mean, you don't have to. We can just skip right past it. I've got the next video queued up and ready to go if you want to just move on past that one.
No, because now people are like, oh, what's her theory?
It's not a
Well,
theory so much as maybe we call it a strategy.
so my strategy, and sorry, my phone just beeped. I think it's like, yeah. My strategy is I will not eat an animal that is very small. Like I will have to eat two or three, like a shrimp or snails or anything that's small. I will not eat an animal that cannot be shared, basically, and even less an animal who I so value or I'm so impressed by, like an octopus. I just can't. The other thing that sounds kind of weird is, well, pigs are extremely smart too, but I cannot eat an entire pig. I only get one little portions, which feels like we're even out the karma. I don't know. It feels good to me. I will not touch an entire animal. I actually we're gonna eat sushi. I actually, because I know the
The different
animal gets
cuts. Yeah.
shared, then
Yeah.
I'm okay with that because I'm only eating one or two. So that's my philosophy. I mean, they do say plants have feelings, so I had to cut it somewhere.
It is. I mean, it's a very like Native American philosophy too. You take the animal and you share it and you use as many parts of it as you can. And like you were saying, they've actually done they've done a lot of studies and research that plants, when you cut them, actually scream. We can't hear it. It's at a volume that's I think it's so high that we can't hear it. But it's out of our hearing range.
Hmm.
So unfortunately, circle of life and nature, even if you're a vegetarian, there's an argument that you're still killing a living being. We just can't hear it scream. And we all have to eat. So, and I know there's different people on different spectrums of this conversation. So I think we all can agree that we care about animals and we can all agree that we have to eat. And those are discussions, I think, for different people and different groups. And I definitely can understand where everybody's coming from.
Yes.
But I always just find that philosophy of yours interesting. I think it's very practical. I just remember the first time I heard it, I was like, hmm. But then once
The
I
funny thing is, I actually met someone. I was sharing that with a girlfriend of mine, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I actually met someone else who feels the same way." And I thought, great, I'm not alone in this world when it comes to at least viewing a way where there's a compromise, because everything honestly shall be done with respect, whether
yeah,
it is a plant. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about different cultures and different traditions that respect the way they harvest, the way they, like, if we're going to call it kosher, it's a clean way to do it. And I think there is something to be said beautiful about the respect towards the animal as well as the plants. And if you go even further in Native American or many other traditions around the world, they view everything as a spirit,
yeah,
including rocks. And who am I to say? I don't know. I haven't seen them, but it doesn't mean they're not there. So
yeah,
anyway, that's my
yeah.
philosophy. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ryan. I
We
appreciate it.
we did a classic. We like to get a little tangent on stuff on occasion.
Never, never
I'm
do we
gonna
ever.
segue back into our sports training animals over here. I just had so much fun with that octopus playing with the ball that I was kind of like, all
That's
right,
adorable.
this is my rabbit hole for the day. If you guys haven't watched the show before, I am kind of a research junkie. I like diving into things. I like once I go find one thing. I'm sure you guys have all been on like a Pinterest board or something, and it's like, oh, there's one fun animal video, and then there's another one, which leads you to another one. I do that with
Yeah.
facts. I do that with articles. It's kind of how this show is born. I love doing deep dives, going down rabbit holes and finding informational stuff, and then my brain will kind of lock onto a topic based on what I see because you got to search something in the field as you're kind of digging around. There's too much out there. So today ended up kind of being Animal Soccer Day. So this was my next one. So in the natural progression of sports, you kind of go from your ball skills, and then you gotta play a little
Perfect.
one on gotta play a little one on one, right?
What is that? Is that a turtle? Oh my gosh, that's a turtle.
That is a turtle and a little puppy. What is that? A dachshund, I think, probably.
Something with a mixture. That head is too big.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
That's adorable. I just love how it's not moving.
It will. It will. It'll load. So we had this issue the other day. It's all good. But basically, the fun was basically it's turtle versus dog with a soccer ball. And
How adorable.
I think dog picked turtle because it's kind of like picking the smallest, slowest kid in the class. You figure, well, at least I could beat that guy. Yeah, the turtle gets him a little bit here. The turtle gives him a run for his money. I can't tell if he's trying to steal the ball or if he's scared of the ball, but the turtle kind of gives him a run.
They're having a blast, and I
They
love
really
how,
are. And then he's like, all right, I'm
the
just going to chase
turtle.
the guy without the ball.
But I like how the turtle likes the dog. I mean, you can see there is no aggression towards the
No, I
dog.
love that the turtle keeps going for the ball. He's like, no, this is mine, and we're playing. Like, he's not messing around. He's like, I'm not trying to play with you, dog. I'll play with this ball over here. It's my ball. My ball. I'm going to
My
play with that.
ball. You know what's interesting? I was just watching a video. I love watching videos of animals. It is one of my favorite. My favorite pastime, if I have a minute or two to kill, is to look at videos of animals. And I was watching this guy who I think he could have probably done it better, but I get his concept. What he was doing is he taped on his shoe. He taped white duct tape,
Okay.
the whatever that white tape for decorations and things like that. So he put some of that tape on his black shoe, and he left the other shoe black. Well, the turtle kept. Oh no, he had a white shoe. Anyway, the point is a white shoe and a black shoe with tape. Thank you. And the turtle looked at both shoes, didn't do anything. Well, the guy removes the tape, which that's my dog doing some weird noises, which took forever to remove the tape. That was the funny part. And he, as soon as the turtle saw the black shoe, he went and started attacking it.
Okay.
So I wonder if in their mind they thought there was a potential threat, and that's why he started attacking the shoe that was maybe closely related to his own color and perceived it perhaps as a territorial threat, because they're pretty territorial. Turtles are.
I've only ever seen a turtle attack like lettuce or vegetables. I don't think of a turtle as like an attacking animal of any
They
sort.
do. I had a girlfriend who has an African turtle, and that's rescue. And one of the turtle is a rescue, and the turtle will bite the dogs if they were not paying attention. If they were on his way, he will bite them. It was hilarious. It was
Okay.
hilarious.
Okay. So when I was digging around, leading around some fun stuff too, I found this other one, which to me, I don't know how they figured this out. I'm going to be honest, but it was fun to watch. I can tell you that much. Somebody literally trained fish how to play soccer.
That is actually really neat. That is actually really neat. It's a good research that they did um, to test memory and skills, and they were able to train them to do it. And it's fascinating because they realized that fish actually can think. People used to think, oh, they only have 3-minute memory. They actually don't. They're quite smart.
No, I think it's like a 10-second memory. It's not even in the minutes. It's like in the
No,
seconds.
the research actually suggests that it's way longer than that, and that they will remember and hold skills.
So do you think it'd be harder to train fish to play soccer or bees?
Well, bees are smart too. I think it will be actually perhaps harder because in nature, bees are not. That's not what they do in nature. You know what I mean? For fish, perhaps it's easier to roll something because many of them build nests that requires a little bit of managing. But bees is not their nature to move things to create something.
Okay, so somebody in England decided that this would be an interesting challenge.
Let's see.
So a researcher in England decided to see if they could teach bees to play soccer. So they took 3 different strategies. First, they trained some bees. They didn't quite say how they trained the initial bees. But then
Okay.
for the second round, they had the second round of bees try to learn from the initial round of bees.
Okay.
Was strategy 1. Strategy
Okay.
2 was they took a magnet guided ball, like under, I'm assuming there was some kind of soccer field, and they basically kind of guided the ball to where the bee would learn where the ball was meant to go.
And then
So
gave him payment.
that was the
I
next
mean,
one.
that's what I call treats, which I was just talking to my dog. It's I call them payment. So I'm sorry for all of you. Let me translate. I meant they get a treat. My dog charges. In fact, that's what I was doing. Is I was trying to break the chicken, but I grab a very thick piece. If you saw me doing like this, is I was
We
trying
all
to
see your
break.
table shaking every time you pound it from the breaking of the chicken. So,
Which, we'll see if she
so,
eats it.
so
Anyway.
as the treats, they were using sugar cubes. And the third group, they literally just put the ball next to the sugar cube in the goal.
Okay.
So kind of you're getting both at the same time for like more of association, I'm assuming. Which of the bees do you think actually learned how to play soccer of the three groups?
Okay, first group, move it with magnet. Second group, okay,
So
repeat
first
that
group
really
was
quickly.
learned from the other bees that already
Okay,
knew how.
yeah.
Then magnet, then just sugar cube and ball inside net.
Actually, bees are very smart. They'll learn from one another. I will think training the bee, they will have done it, and I'm sure they did it because they're very smart and they will appreciate the payment. But the impressive part will be the bee learning from another bee, and I bet you that's what happened. I'll
Okay.
be sure to say that.
Okay. No puns here, people. No puns. It was actually all three groups. All three
Okay.
groups of bees learned how to play, but you're right. It was the group that learned from the other bees that learned the fastest. But I'm also thinking it's because bees are they're very group orientated. Like they actually when they started slowing down video and stuff, all their little butt waggles and stuff are actually directions. Like bees literally are like go 3 trees to the east or like and like
Maybe,
all of their
maybe.
circles and movements, they actually were able to they're literally body movement translations to the other bees to tell them where things are. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew they were social and I knew they were smart, but I didn't know that they're literally by the little like if it's a figure eight motion of their butts or like they're literally giving directions. And that's how bees that have never been to a flower or to a location where they can grab pollen and stuff can still get there because they just listen to the other ones in the hive and go.
I,
And
I think bees are one of the most interesting animals in the planet, and not because they're beneficial to us and when they pollinate flowers and they help spread better crops and things like that. Besides that, they're just so smart, yet their bodies are very complex, and they actually, perhaps you're going to talk about this, or maybe I'm going on a tangent, but yay, this is how life is in our world. They actually did another research. I was just reading about it. Yes, I like to read stuff about critters. And they were talking about if they actually give a bee a like alcohol or
okay.
any sort of altering substance that will alter their brainwave and make them less productive, the other bees will punish that particular bee by ripping their wings or their legs.
Wow.
I know they're not messing around. They
That's
are
pretty
not
severe.
messing
Yeah.
around.
But
Yeah.
I think when there's animal communities that rely on one another, there's actually something like innate even in humans because we did grow up in that hunter-gatherer society stuff, that there's still aspects of our psychology that we don't really realize. It's subconscious, but if people take from the group and they don't give, we actually look down on them and we don't really realize it. And the people that
Yes.
give to the group and don't take, we like more. We feel more of a connection to them, even though we don't do this stuff consciously. But it's kind of innate in any group based animal society because it's necessary. If you're not all pulling your own weight, you're not going to survive.
Yes.
So as
It's definitely the
drastic as
evolution of groups, whether it be animals or humans. So it's me versus us in the sense of evolution of groups in humans. I
yeah,
don't remember who said this, so whatever, but it's me versus us. And then once we become part of the group and people start sharing the food for the betterment of the community, then it's us versus them, which we're still struggling a little bit when it
Yeah.
comes to teams or religion or race, anything further. But there's also animal evolution, and they are in the us versus them, because for them, their community is what's important. And you can even see it on different groups of animals, and even greater apes. They will share with one another within communities and stuff like that. But there is gangs, and there's like crazy crazy societal
Yeah, you got
interactions that are as complex as our human interactions. It's
Oh
very
yeah.
peculiar.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I had
Now,
one
again,
random.
just so y'all know, we are not experts on the field. We just love to read about things, and we love to learn. So once we become a little bit more, when we open the chat and when we have a larger community, we really fun to interact. And especially if any of you have had a chance to interact with animals and or have seen something, then we are so excited to grow our community so we can actually start interacting more. And then it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I love, like I said, I like doing deep dives, so I end up with all these facts that I never get to use. I'm actually going to end up starting a fact channel. So if you guys want more fun facts and information on some of the animals we're talking about that particular day, I'll start putting some videos and fun facts in the links below. But I do have one more fun fact / question for you, Maria, before we round this out.
Okay, let's do it.
Since we all enjoy the World Cup, if you enjoy some soccer, if you like the topic,
I like that you are saying if I like the topic,
well,
just to
some
make sure.
people. I don't know everybody out there. I'm not. I grew up in the States, and we're not like a massive soccer culture. But I was in Los Angeles, so there's definitely pockets of LA that are very very big soccer fanatics. So it depends where you're at. But if
Heck, I
you
grew up in Colombia. Everybody loves soccer, and I'm like, oh, okay.
exactly, it's different for everybody. And then I've had friends that don't know anything about a particular sport or a particular team or have any way to follow the team or who to root for. So they either A, just go with whoever their friends are going with, or some people pick their teams by colors of
Perfect.
uniforms, other random things. But if you were going to let an animal pick the winner of a game, say it's a sport you know nothing about, so you're like, whatever, I've got no clue. What animal would you let do the choosing for you?
Okay.
Who would
So
be
I
your
know.
advisor?
Okay, so I know they do the puppy when they do the football, American football. They do the
They do
puppy
it for
cup.
soccer also. There's a puppy cup. Like
Yes,
somebody
it is
actually
pretty
recorded a
adorable.
puppy soccer cup. I have it. I just didn't show it.
The problem is I'm gonna be biased because I read something about an octopus who has picked up the winner of I don't know what game, but I
Okay.
know
Okay.
I can tell you about the animal. I cannot tell you what game. Heck, it could be hockey for all I know. But there's an octopus that has been really good at guessing who is going to win.
So
But what else?
so if you were gonna go with it, you would go your pick, and I did not tee this up, everybody. This just happened this way. You would go with Paul, the English Commons octopus.
Also, there is so okay. I read
From
about it, but I didn't know who it was, and I thought it was in the
from
U.S.
the Sea Life Center in Germany, who in 2008 for the qualifiers and 2010, he picked 20 out of 22 games correctly.
Are
And what
you serious?
they gave him muscles, and they painted the flag of each team on these two muscles in his tank. And then he basically the
Not
octopus would
muscles, by the way.
no,
Not
the
I was
animal
gonna say
muscles,
backwards.
and he would pick up one of them and he would put it in a container, and that would be his choice, and that's how he picked which team would win. And he got 20 out of 22 correct in the 2008 qualifiers and through the 2010 World Cup. So
That's just as crazy as the Groundhog Day and when the groundhog is gonna come out or not. Or in Colombia, where I grew up, they used to have parakeets, and they'll pick a little piece of paper, and that was your fortune
okay.
for the day.
Okay.
Parakeets. But before we close, I knew we were gonna talk about something that included sports. I wasn't sure what, so of course I was
Okay.
gonna
All
choose a
right.
weird angle, but I want to share something really quickly, if you can allow me, and
Of
if I can do
course.
this fast enough to upload something. I understand. Yes, yes. Please let me do it. Of course, I'm asking to let me do it, and it's not letting me do it. Yay. Um, let's see how fast this goes. So this dolphin, is not playing with a regular ball. He's actually playing with a pufferfish.
Okay. Those are the
And there
poisonous
is,
ones, isn't it?
yeah, they are all poisonous,
Okay,
including the
lovely.
ones, yeah, they are poisonous. But here's the funny thing about why they play with poison, or they play with pufferfish. It's not that they are playing soccer. They actually discovered that the reason why dolphins like to play, besides being smart, and they can be very mean to they can be really big bullies. Don't think that dolphins will always save humans. If you see a pot of dolphins, oh, they're my friends. Please don't do that. Don't go jump on a pot of dolphins. That's actually extremely dangerous.
So hold
They
on real
actually,
quick. Rewind the clip and just pause it and let it load a little bit. So then once you're done telling us the story, we can run the clip and hopefully it won't have the lag to it. That's kind of
oh, I was having so much fun talking. I didn't even notice this lag.
I know. But you can hit pause and it'll still load. But hey, that works too.
No, I did. Once I kind of hit whatever. The point is, they play together with the pufferfish because the pufferfish has tetrodotoxin, and the tetrodotoxin actually makes them have a heightened sense of
They get a little
self.
buzz off the fish, is what you're saying.
They're what?
They get a little buzz off the fish, is what you're
Yes,
saying.
they do. So they actually squeak it so that it releases the
Like
toxin.
a dog squeaky toy. It's like a squeaky toy for a dog mixed with catnip for a cat, all rolled into one pufferfish for a dolphin.
Yes, 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 that's what they do. And these people were in Mozambique. The person who recorded this was in Mozambique in Africa. And anyway, I just had to show it because I knew more or less what the topic was about. But I'm like, I have to find it just because I found it so interesting how we think animals do things randomly, but they don't. There is a reason why we just don't know it.
Well, we all like to play too, so we all like to have a good time, including dolphins, and get a little buzz off some pufferfish while they're doing it.
Poor
Oh,
pufferfish, honestly. Please don't don't go hunting pufferfish and eat it. It's extremely poisonous. Only few people in Japan are certified to do the cutting of they call it fugu. So
yeah, that takes so much training. I did not realize how much training. I did not appreciate the amount of training an average sushi chef, especially in Japan, like at the highest levels, go through. But the people that actually do the fugu, they've got to go through like years of training. And then those fish are really rare. So there's not that many opportunities they even have to practice, like being a surgeon. And it's like, okay, well, I need to learn how to do whatever, some really rare surgery. But it's like, well, I don't have that many opportunities to practice to watch somebody else because it just doesn't happen that often. Um, yeah, no, those and those fish are amazing too. They just as poisonous as they are, they just look adorable when they're like deflated because they got this like smile on their face and they're just. But that's the weird thing. Like some animals camouflage for protection. Some animals, like everybody has a different strategy. You know, you've got spiky quills, you know, to stay away from, but it's like the adorable animals that tend to be the most like poisonous, like the frogs in the Amazon. And so if you guys see an adorable animal and you don't know what it is, I would suggest probably
just
not
don't touch anything. Just
touching
don't
it.
touch anything.
Yeah. There's like different survival strategies for like a bear or something that's like, okay, yeah, it's pretty common sense that I want to stay clear of a bear. Or when do you
But please
run?
don't do the same thing with a black bear as you do with a grizzly or a brown
Ex-
bear.
yeah,
Black bears
exactly.
can climb, so do not climb a tree.
Yes. Um,
They'll
guys,
play with you like a ball, going back to the subject. Just stay wrapped like a little possum or a armadillo.
so guys, we both have our own projects and stuff that we enjoy doing. That's how Maria and I ended up coming together. So I know Maria has a video on some another channel that she does. I'll go ahead and put the link down below. It's basically like animal survival skills. So if you guys are interested in some of these techniques and stuff of like how to keep yourself safe, again, this stuff is researched. It's not like take it with a grain of salt. But if you happen to run into, I don't know, what do you got? Some wolves and bears and other things on the video. I think it's
I have
really
different
fun.
types of cats. I think
Yep.
yeah, there are different types of cats. You don't do the same thing with a lion that you will do with a I mean with a tiger. They're just it's kind of like one of those things is you do this with the black bear, but you don't do this with the brown bear.
Yeah,
And I did that
exactly. Yeah. So
video
if
a while
you
ago. It's
if
just so much fun.
Yeah, if you guys want to check it out, there'll be a link in the links below. And if you guys get a chance, please go over to Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you guys get your podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating and write a review. We love reading that stuff. And we will see you guys next time. Hopefully, you guys had a good time. I know I did. I'm sure Maria did. And we'll
Pepita
see
did
you
too. Of course
guys.
she did.
But Pita always has a good time, even if the look on her face does not say so.
That's true. That's true.
Thank you guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.